I know you're in the first episode of Vampire Diaries.
I am.
So, how was Rebecca's summer?
Very sexy.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
She had a lot of fun. I was shocked reading the opening episode at what it required of me, and I think the fans will really like it. She had a great time with Matt, and I think it was a mutually beneficial experience, and now it's over.
And it was time for Rebecca to have a little happy anyway.
It absolutely was.
Yeah. In the originals, I want to know what your first scene is like with Marcel, because we have not seen you guys together yet. So I'm curious, like, what that backstory is and what.
There's a history with Marcel, a passionate, sort of forbidden love history, and it's very intense with him. Whenever they're in the same room, there's like electricity. So when I'm working with Charles, it's almost like we have to hold ourselves together. So it's great. I love the story. I love, what the fans will potentially get to see in the future. But there's a lot of history there.
Is it emotional or is it more physical? Anything?
Both.
Okay.
Which you'll find out.
Okay, I like it. Elijah says to Rebecca in the first episode of the originals, he says basically he still believes in Klaus having redemption and all that. Is that going to end up being a point of contention between the two of them? Because we know how Rebecca feels about Klaus.
Rebecca and Elijah?
Yes.
Yes, it will definitely be a point of contention. She has yet to see any redeeming qualities, and so she finds it hard to believe that is within him, but she has always been loyal to Elijah and her family, actually, and she really respects Elijah, so what he asks of her, she normally does, and she wants to repair her relationship with him. So he comes first, but I think she'll start to grow with Klaus and see that maybe it's not all bad.
Okay, is it safe to say since Klaus and Marcel are going to have some contention between the two of them, that Rebecca could actually use that to get back at Klaus? Because that seems to be some of the games she likes to play sometimes.
Rebecca does like to do that. I think the stakes are a little higher, and so right now she's just focusing on doing what Elijah asks, and she's forming a bond with Haley, and she feels protective over the baby. But maybe in future episodes we'll get to see some of that.
Okay.
I guess as good as mine.
Okay. We're going to see a new show in the originals. How has it been for you playing Rebecca in like the new sets and with different actors? Has it been?
It's amazing. The new actors are so talented, and everyone is so prepared and committed and really excited, which is nice. To feel like everyone's just willing to give it their everything, and the new sets are beautiful, and it's exciting. I get to sort of go back to more of the sassy Rebecca that we saw in season 3.
Okay.
When I come to New Orleans, and that was, I have a soft spot for her.
Yeah.
So.
Does Rebecca have kind of a BFF in the show, like somebody she can kind of lean on a little bit?
Not so much. She never really has had a BFF. She's not the best friend in the world, so I can see why. But she will form a bond with Haley, sort of protective, sisterly vibe, and I think that's kind of nice for them both.
Will Rebecca make a good aunt?
I imagine so. She always wanted to be a mother, so
Yeah.
I think she's going to love this baby like it were her own.
Okay. And before these bugs
It survives. But can you believe these bugs? Oh my
all
gosh.
of a sudden they're all over.
Monster
Maybe
bugs
it
here
must
in
be the
Georgia.
light.
This is what we do for the fans.
I know. Flashbacks, which we're used to seeing on Vampire Diaries. Will we get some of those
Absolutely.
in the show? And what can we expect to see in those?
We're going to get some beautiful flashbacks. It's really more so than in Vampire, I think, although I may be incorrect there. But it's such, we've had such a long history that it's important to tell the backstory, and so we're really leaning on those flashbacks to help us move forward with the show. So they're beautiful. I mean, from the costumes to the sets to the way it's lit, and it's just, they're so great, and it's such a joy to be able to do them as an actor. Although the corsets in the Georgia heat in the summer isn't the most pleasant experience, but it's worth it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. Can't wait to see the originals.
Thank you. I hope you like it.
Thank you, Claire.